we're building for. Right now isn't what we're building for.
Alright, everyone. Hello. Let me turn the volume down a little bit for the music. There we go. I think you can hear me, yes? Everyone can hear me? Double check. Make sure my microphone... Yep, it sounds like... I think you guys can hear me. There we go. So, hello, everybody. Looks like there's not too many people on, so it's going to be kind of... I hope not. It seems to be like a quieter stream than normal. So we shall see how today goes. If we don't get a lot of people in, I'm not sure we'll be able to do the Kahoot game. This is later than I normally try to stream, and I apologize, guys. It's like gomennasai, because like today at work was really obnoxious, and a lot of things that we were promised, of course, were not there. Such things like a new Promethean board or a new work board for us to show work with kids. Of course, they weren't installed into the classrooms. My fans don't work. My air conditioning, of course, doesn't work. I had to scavenge from my own second air purifier to get my classroom to be within safety protocols, and there's construction, and it's just noisy, and everything's a mess. So, oh yeah, and I got my school computer. My microphone does not work on my school computer, so I couldn't. I had to use my iPad to teach today, so that was. It was just all. It was all a really big mess, and I am like beyond frustrated today. So we shall see how class goes today, especially since. It does seem like I said, it does seem to be a pretty quiet night. I see some of you are in the chat. Some of you are lurking. Welcome in. We're going to start with a quick review of everything we've learned thus far in Chapter 4. そして皆さん、こんばんは。今日は2011年、今日は2021年4月5日. You had a bad day, feels so. Yeah, my day has been pretty bad, but now I'm here. I am teaching Japanese. It's a quiet day, but we shall see how things go. Remember, today's a Kahoot day, and I'm gonna see if we can preview Chapter 5 just a little bit. Specifically the kanji, which I'll try to put a chart like this. In fact, I may copy this into Chapter 5. Let me go on and make that while we wait for more people to log in, because we do have a small audience tonight. So let's see. I go to the Google. Oh my gosh, Google, why must you be this way? There we go. We'll make a new set of notes. Hold on. I need a classroom. Japanese Tiger Schools. Here you go. Stream Japanese fun. We'll make a new gulu gulu. And we'll call this Chapter 5. Let's see, I'll make this while we wait for for some more people, if they show up today. It may just be you in playing Kahoot Asanonics. It's not as interesting, but it would be a good practice for you. Let's see, so this class is blue, white, and we'll say Chapter 5. And the focus on Chapter 5 is adjectives. Adjectives and more. Yay! So, Chapter 5 vocabulary. This one's gonna be tricky for you guys, mostly because like I'm borrowing another. Here, where's the Chapter 5 book? I'm borrowing a vocabulary list that someone else made. Here it is. Let me get the link to this. Copy link. So there's that. And let me go on and add this. Let's share this. I'll put this in the Discord now too, so that everybody can view this. So that you are ready for Chapter 5, which we will start. Honestly, I'm not sure how this week is going to go, guys. Like, especially with how work is. I may have to hold off on streams this week and then continue the following week when things settle down a bit. I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll try to continue teaching again on Wednesday. So, alright. There it is. Chapter 5 has been added to the Discord, guys. For those of you in, it's right there. so that you can go on and take a quick look at that. Now, I'm going to copy this table with all the kanji too, put that in chapter 5. And even though I'm copying this, I will be replacing the kanji when we go over this later today. So there we go. Asadonics, how are you doing today? I hope you've had a very good day. I wonder if some people are still in, are in like spring break right now. Doing well. That's good to hear. I'm noticing, like, ever since I changed the layout of my room, like, I got so much better lighting when it comes, like, the anime's character is a lot more animated. It follows my face a lot better, and I actually really am happy about that. Let's go on and do the review. So we've been using this kanji a lot so far. I think the one that we haven't used much has been Han. Why should I should have put money and numbers into practice. We've been using the days of the week. We've been using months, and we're technically currently using the days of the month also. Now today, remember, today's the 5th, so instead of go nichi, today's actually going to be pronounced as itsuka. So itsuka. So questions like Hyo wa nanyobi desu ka, blah blah blah. We did a little bit with minutes. We haven't really had much use to this yet in our lessons, but perhaps I will try to practice this a bit more when it comes to I don't know, I feel like I should be doing some like study lessons together in a chat room, but I feel that that kind of thing is done in Kitsuneko's Discord every Sunday. I believe they do study sessions. I think they do them on Wednesday as well. The biggest things we have so far, like the biggest thing we learned were prepositional phrases, and using phrases like, hey Jesse konbanwa, welcome in. Like arimasu and imasu. Now remember, arimasu, arimasen is for things that are not non-living, things, objects, and iru, imasu, imasen are for living things. When we've been describing where things are, we've been using things like asoko ni makoda no ruro ga arimasu. You could even say makoda no ruro ga asoko ni arimasu by flipping things around. I think, especially for this, we can probably switch the ga to wa in some senses, but especially if we're saying this afterward, I think ga is more appropriate. I'm actually used to having this said first, and then the location second, and I think I mentioned that before. But remember, when describing where things are, the verbs aru and iru require using particle ni instead. Normally you would use de, but this verb, aru, iru, these verbs require the use of particle ni. And we've been practicing that a lot already. So, soko ni neko ga imasu. Soko ni, instead of soko de, soko ni neko ga imasu. Koko ni restaurant ga arimasu. Koko ni restaurant ga arimasu. So koko ni instead of koko de. Now, you can also use aru to describe things that you have or that you own, like things that belong to you. In which case, we're going to use particle ga instead of ni in this sense. So like Samkayori-san wa pan ga arimasu. The object that he owns followed by ga arimasu. Neko ga imasu. I own a cat. And so forth. I have a TV. Watashi wa terebi ga arimasu. So here we're using that particle ga to show things that we own. Now, notice here we're showing possession, not using particle no, but using ga arimasu. We're not showing the location of an object, which would require particle ni instead. You can also use aru to describe when something is going to occur. You're still using particle ga for this as well. Like, kinyobi ni testo ga arimasu. Like, the test is going to be on Friday. Kinyobi ni testo ga arimasu. Kyo, kahoot ga arimasu. There is kahoots today. Kyo, kahoot ga arimasu. Suiyobi ni atarashii tango ga arimasu. There is new vocabulary on Wednesday. I'm sleepy. I gotta wake up early to work out too. Any questions so far with using aru and iru? Alright, so the next thing when we were describing things we're still going to use aru or iru to describe the locations of things. But this is where it gets a little tricky, and I kind of wish the Kahoot focused more on this, but I guess it's okay. These are our keywords here, and I'm going to say them, and I know I can't hear you, but if you could, repeat them after me. For like, to the right of, migi. Migi. If I turn to my right, migi. Migi. Now, to the left of, hirari. Hirari. I wish you could see me turning instead of my face. So to the left, hirari. To the left, everything you own in your box to the left. In that case, it'd be hirari, hirari, everything you own in the box, hirari. Now, in front of, mae. Mae. And we use this to describe things in front, like the bus stay wa hoteru no mae ni arimasu. Like the bus stop is in front of the hotel. Behind would be ushiro. Ushiro. Inside or middle, naka. Naka. Neko wa kaban no naka ni imasu. The cat is in the bag. Neko wa kaban no naka ni imasu. The cat is in the bag. Then we have above, which we are using the kanji for, since this was one of the kanji we were learning that I taught you. On or above is ue. Ue. Under or beneath is shita. Shita. My cat is like freaking out right now. Something near is either chikaku or soba, if it's near you. Neko wa watashi no soba desu. The cat is near me. Neko wa soba ni iru. The cat is near. And then right next to, tonari. Tonari. Now when we use these words, we use them kind of like this. Place ni thing ga aru. That's what we used before. And in purple, I said this is our landmark or our object. So what the thing, like, if I'm trying to describe the thing, like the cat, neko ga is next to me. Watashi no tonari, or watashi no soba ni imasu, kind of thing. Tsukue no ue, like above the desk. Tsukue no ue ni neko ga imasu. Or neko ga tsukue no ue ni imasu. And we practice this a lot too. Like the place, the landmark. Tsukue no ue ni neko ga imasu. And so forth. We also learned particle to, which means with, or it could mean and, depending on if it's between a noun. Now, like I said, if it's between two nouns, it means and. Neko to inu, cat and dog. Neko to inu. Jesse to Asanonic-san. Or Jesse-san to Asanonic-san. Jesse and Asanonics. But when it's used after a noun, or a person or animal, it means with. Like, Jesse-san wa Asanonic-san to. So Jesse with Asanonics. Kind of thing. The last thing we learned was aida, which requires, like, for example, neko wa, our landmark place. We need two landmarks in this place. like koen to byoin no aida, between the park and hospital. And our verb for this case, we're using des. Like the cat is between the bag and the pen. Neko wa kaban to pen no aida des. Kaban being our first landmark, pen being our second one, no aida. Neko wa kaban to pen no aida desu. And when we put these together, we got all this. We were also using this picture. Like, Takushi-san no machi ni wa supa ga arimasu. Like, what did we see exist in Takushi-san's town? Some of you were able to say Takushi-san no machi ni wa toshokan ga arimasu. Takushi-san no machi ni wa restaurant mo arimasu. Takushi-san no machi ni wa ginko mo arimasu. And we referred back to mo, that it still means also. But when we use mo, it's going to replace particles wa, ga, and o. Only particles wa, ga, and o. Those are the only ones that it will replace. This time we were practicing our location words. Like, hotel wa yubin kyoku no tonari ni arimasu. Where is the hotel? And there are many ways we could say where the hotel is. I said it was right next to the hotel. I forget who said it, but someone said koen no soba ni arimasu. It is near the park. And restaurant no mae ni arimasu. It is in front of the restaurant. We learned past tense, which is pretty simple. The only tricky one was des, because it has its own phrases. We have deshita and janakatta desu, or ja arimasen deshita. But for the rest of the verbs, it's actually pretty simple. They followed their own rules, like tabimasu, tabimasen, tabimashita, tabimasen deshita, or kaimasu, kaimasen, kaimashita, kaimasen deshita. We'll be using a lot more past tense in our practice later on as well. Irregular verbs, the only ones that we learned were des and suru kiru. In fact, I can do that real quick right here. So let's do one of our irregular verbs, suru, which is suru, which means to do. What was the present positive of suru? Because remember, it's not sumas, it becomes what instead? Let's see, if you remember, what does suru become? Yes, it becomes shimasu. What was then present negative for suru? Suru turns to shimasu, and the negative is... Yes, shimasen. So it, like, even though these are our irregular verbs, they do still follow they still kind of follow the rules. Like, after it changes to shima, shimasen, the rules are still going to be there. In which case, what would past positive be of shimasu then? Take a guess, because it follows the other rules as well. Yep, shimashita. And then for past negative, it will be very similar to the other ones. Yep, shimasen deshita. That is a lot to write. Shimasen deshita. Our other one, kuru, which is to come, turns into what for present positive? And these are only irregular because of the small changes that happens to them. Yep, kimasu. Negative, present negative. I'm going to be specifying that for a while. Kimasen. Like neko ga kimasen. The neko hasn't arrived, or isn't coming. And then past positive. Speaking of cat, neko ga kita. Neko ga kimashita. Kimashita, yes. Kimashita. Like, the cat came here. Please don't take that in the wrong context. And past negative for kimasu. Yep, kimasen deshita. Oops. So, even though these are our irregular verbs, they're still going to follow the conjugation rules so far. When we get to short form, they do change, especially kuru. Kuru will change to kuru, which is to be kuru konai, kita, and then konakatta. Yeah, like in past short form, they become a little more obnoxious. We talked about, this was the last thing we talked about. It's takusan, which means a lot of. I think you guys were able to get that. We talked about jikan as used as duration. Like, kino, watashi wa nihongo o 2 jikan benkyou shimashita. Or watashi wa 2 jikan nihongo o benkyou shimashita. Like with different word order. Where we put the time, adding jikan instead of just ji will make it a time duration. So like if you're measuring time. We also said gurai, or added it after jikan, in order to say like about or approximately. Like Tommy met Usagi and Ami for about 4 hours. So Tommy-san wa 4 jikan gurai Usagi-san to Ami-san ni aimashita. Remember, ao, the verb, takes particle ni also, because you're meeting with someone. There's a bit of direction there. Rules with particle mo. This was the last thing we practiced. Mo will always replace wa, ga, and o, but it will be followed after ni and de. So if I wanted to say I waited at the park, watashi wa koen de machimashita. I waited at the park, using particle de for that location. We're using particle de because this is where we're waiting. Our verb is still just machimashita, it's not aru or iru. I waited in front of the bus stop also. Watashi wa baste no mae de mo. This is where we're using mo after particle de, because it's showing that we're also waiting here at this location. So watashi wa baste no mae de mo machimashita. Same thing, I went to Japan. Watashi wa Nihon ni ikimashita. I also went to South Korea. Watashi wa Kankoku ni mo ikimashita. Any questions with particle mo? I feel like today's lessons may be pretty short, since it's really just a review. Shitsumon ga arimasu ka? There, I'm using our new word. Shitsumon means question. And you guys know aru already. Something to have or to exist. So, shitsumon ga arimasu ka? Do you have questions? Shitsumon ga arimasu ka? And if you don't, you can say arimasen or shitsumon ga arimasen. I'll put that in chat. Shitsumon, question, ga arimasu ka? Shitsumon ga arimasu ka? Arimasen. Cool. You got it. Arimasen. No questions. All right. So in which case, we're definitely a smaller class today. So I think it's just gonna be Jesse and Asanonics. But let's do the Kahoot, guys. Are you guys up for the Kahoot? Or do you want me to start the next lesson a little bit and then we will do the Kahoot? Which do you prefer? Because, like, we normally had a lot more people attempting the Kahoot. I wonder where everybody is today. Maybe everyone's working. Yeah, maybe, let's start. I guess we'll start the next chapter just a little bit. So, Chapter 5, and I copied the kanji. I will be replacing this kanji. I just wanted to keep the chart. Let's start with the Chapter 5 vocabulary then, before we go into the meat of the lesson. Now, you may notice that I don't have this in Romanji, and that's because I kind of just borrowed another person's thing. But here, let's go over here. Let's do the flashcards. The first one, C, is going to be umi.
Umi.
And yeah, go on and repeat after me as we do this. So, umi.
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 And next one, postal stamps. You may think this is a weird vocabulary word to have, but even in today's society, we need postal stamps, which is kitte. 食べてるわ。今晩ご飯を食べて。You're eating 晩ご飯 right now. So kitte for postal stamps. Be careful when saying this, by the way. Kitte.
切って
This is an example where kanji is important because kitte could also mean many things. It could mean please cut, and if you say it faster, kitte, please cut, kind of thing. All right, next one, ticket. Ticket. This will be kippu.
切符
Kippu. Kippu, your airplane ticket, kind of thing. Kippu, your ticket. That's how I remember this one. Kippu, for ticket. Hikoki no kippu, like airplane ticket. Eiga no kippu, movie ticket. Kippu. I smell food. Our next one, surfing in Japanese is pretty simple. This one's going to be safin. Safin. So if it's very simple.
サーフィン
Surfing. Surfing ga suki desu ka? Do you like surfing? Next one. Homework. No one likes this one. Even I don't like this. Homework in Japanese. Shukudai.
宿題
Shukudai. Shukudai. Then food. Everyone loves this. I like this one, food. This one too. It's like, ima, kitsuneko-san wa tabemono o tabemasu. Tabemono for food. Tabemono.
食べ物
Tabemono. Notice that we're using the tabe
Tabemono.
from like taberu and tabemo and food. Birthday. Tanjoubi. Tanjoubi.
誕生日
Tanjoubi. Watashi no tanjoubi wa 4月に21日です。そして16日の後、私はクリットキーパーになりますよね。私はおじいさんみたいですね。誕生日 birthday. Test. There are two ways to say this one. I think they used the katakana one for this, so I think this will be testo. Testo. 今日テストがあります。There's a test today. テストがあります。Then weather. 天気。天気。
天気
Oh, she says it so cute. 天気。Instead of just 天気。天気。
天気
天気。天気。
天気
天気。Then we have drinks. I like how beer is there in the middle. If taberu is to eat, what was the verb to drink, by the way? Who remembers? What is our verb to drink? What is our verb to drink? Sorry, I'm petting my doggy. How did we say to drink, if you guys remember? It was one of our earlier verbs. Neru is to sleep. Hitsuneko put nomi. Remember, nomu to drink. Nomi must. And similar to taberu to eat, taberu to tabemono for food, nomi turns to nomimono. We add mono, which actually means thing by itself. So nomimono.
飲み物
Nomimono. Immortal White Fox, thank you for coming in. Welcome in.
飲み物
We're going over the new vocabulary before we do our kahoot, since we had a small audience this morning. It seems like more people are coming in, so we will be able to play soon. I wonder where Fox's is. Next one, postcard. These are more popular in Japan than they are in America. I don't send these in America or receive them as much, whereas in Japan, I think these are very popular. Postcard in Japanese, hagaki. Hagaki.
はがき
Hagaki. Hagaki. They have some really beautiful hagaki in Japan too. I think you only get these from tourist spots in America. I visited Orlando. Here's an Orlando postcard. Teehee or something. Orlando no hagaki yo. Our next one, bus. And I think you guys may know this one already, especially since we had bus stop, which is basute. Basute. This is just basu. Basu.
バス、
Basu. Busu basu gairu baku haku thing. I don't know the full phrase for that. Busu basu gairu basu baku hatsu. Busu basu gairu basu. Busu basu gairu basu baku hatsu. I'm trying. But anyway, basu. Then we have airplane, and I said this earlier. Airplane in Japanese, hikoki. Hikoki. Not just hikoki, but hikoki. Hold that middle one out just a little bit. Like I said earlier, since this is the beginning classes, I am over-exaggerating this a little bit so that you can hear it.
飛行機、
Hikoki. Remember, plane ticket. Hikoki no kippu. Keep your plane ticket. Keep your hikoki ticket. Hikoki. Then we have room. Your own room, I believe. Heya.
部屋や、
Heya. And you can think of this as like a ludicrous song, or is it ludicrous? Like hey ya, hey ya, or something like that. Just don't shake your heya like a Polaroid picture. That'd be kind of like an earthquake or something. So heya for your own room. Heya. You're not gonna forget this now, right? You're just thinking like this room is ludicrous. Heya. I use more generally used by boys. This is gonna be boku. We've learned watashi for I, but boku more boyish. Boku. Boku wa sensei da. It tends to be more informal in my opinion. Boku. Here are some important words. Holiday, day off, absent. Like last week, I believe this is yasumi. Yasumi. The flying type is hiko type. Oh, interesting. Jesse, what? What? Yes, Boku no would be my. Please don't say that there's an anime for this. Boku no and no. Flying type, hiko type. So anyway, for vacation or holiday, day off, yasumi. Yasumi, like last week we could say haru yasumi. Haru being spring, yasumi being like vacation. So haru yasumi deshita. It was spring break. Yasumi. 他の休みが欲しいんです. Like I want another break already. Then we have travel. Boku no Hero Academia. Boku no Hero is like my hero academia. Boku no Hero Academia. Travel. Travel. Which one do I... Oh, I know this one. Okay. Travel. Ryoko. Hiko means flying, and the key is machine or immortal. Immortal flying thing? I mean... Hikoki ga bakuhatsu desu kedo. Anyway, ryoko. Be careful. I still have trouble saying this first two. The ryo.
旅行、
So ryoko. Do not say this as ryoko. That's actually a girl's name, and that would be incorrect for like ryoko. It'd be ryoko. And this means travel. Ryoko. Ryoko ga suki desu ka? Do you like to travel? Ryoko suru no ga suki desu ka? New. We are now in adjectives, and there were two types of adjectives, and I'll go over this more when we start our chapter 5 notes. And I'll put this in the chat. There are two types of adjectives in Japanese. You have your e adjectives and your na adjectives. We're gonna start with our e adjectives because they all end with the e sound. So this one for new, atarashi, atarashi,
新しい、
atarashi. For new, atarashi, atarashi. Testo ga arimasu. There is a new test. Ryo versus ro. Ryo versus ro. It's the RYO sound. Ryo, ro. That's the best way I could do it. Like row your boat versus ryo. Like, I think to make it easier, I should make that R and L, more of an L sound, like lio lio lio. Lio lio lio. Or something. Anyway, adjective. Atarashi for new. Our next one, hot. And there are two ways to say hot in Japanese. The first way to say hot, and this is regarding weather, is atsui.
暑い
Atsui. Like it's like, kyou no tenki, tenki being weather, kyou today. Kyou no tenki wa atsui desu ne. Kyou no tenki wa atsui desu ne. This is for hot weather. Now, hot object is also going to be atsui.
暑い
Atsui. They sound the same, but the kanji for both are different. We haven't learned the kanji yet. But when referring to hot weather, you will say atsui. And when referring to hot objects, you will also say hot atsui. Like, kohi wa atsui desu. My coffee is hot. You cannot use this for people, though. You can't say, like, Johnny Depp-san wa atsui desu ne. It doesn't work that way in Japanese. No. I think you're like, Johnny Depp's on one netsu ga aru ne. That would that hot would mean like he has a fever. That's what that kind of means, by the way. So hot, atsui for weather. Hot object, also atsui, but we haven't learned the kanji yet, but the kanji for these both are different. Our next for busy, and this is for like busy people or busy days. This word for if you are busy, isogashi. Isogashi.
忙しい
Isogashi. And I'm holding out that E so you can hear that E for E object. Isogashi. Isogashi. 今週私は忙しいですよ. I will be very busy this week. とっても忙しいです. Apparently in Hawaii they use atsui as slang to mean someone is that sounds like they borrowed it from like the English translation then. Johnny Depp は暑いですか? 私にとって暑くない. Chris Hemsworth は一番暑いです。だと思う. Anyway, for busy, like this again, this is for people or days like 今週 this week 今週は忙しいです. This week is busy. Mary-san は忙しいです. Mary is busy. You do not use this word to refer to places that are busy or crowded. There's a different word for that, and I think we do have that for this chapter too. Large, like the suitcase is very, very large. The verb, adjective, 大きい. 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 Like very big. 大きい. Now if you want to say like big fire, 大きい fire. Big fox, 大きいキツネ. 大きいキツネ. Then interesting, funny. This is 面白い. 面白い. I think this is I lean for more like interesting in this. 面白い. It could, yeah, but yeah, funny. Like 面白いですよ. That was funny, or this is funny. This is interesting. 面白い. This is used a lot in anime, so you probably have heard this word. 面白い.
面白い
面白い. Good looking, cool. It conjugates like an E like E. We will talk about this later.
Good looking cool
E is very, very different. I believe you said this already, Jesse. かっこいい. かっこいいですね. かっこいいですよ. So cool. So cool. So good looking. かっこいい. Like, メガネをかけてる人はかっこいいですね. Anyone who wears sunglasses are kind of cool looking. Jesse 君はかっこいいですね. Jesse's cool. Frightening. I like how there's a picture of a yakuza, someone who's frightening. To be frightening or scary, 怖い. 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 Yeah, no, you. かっこ means appearance, so you're saying their appearance is cool, or their appearance is good. かっこいい. Now, please be careful with kawaii, and I hear this a lot with, like, especially new Japanese learners. They tend to say kawaii and kawaii very similar. This is kawaii versus kawaii, which means cute. The opposite of cute is also scary. So kawaii, kawaii. So be careful with how you say that. Our next one, cold for weather. Again, just like with hot. With hot object, hot weather, it was atsui. For cold weather, it's going to be samui. Samui. Notice how all of these are ending with the E sound.
寒い
These are E adjectives. Samui. Samui. For cold weather. So I could say, tenki wa samui desu ne. The weather is cold. Tenki wa samui desu ne. Fun. I'm surprised I didn't do that. If something is fun, so does omoshiroi differ from tanoshi? Yes, it does. Omoshiroi, like interesting. You found it interesting and funny. Whereas fun, like this was fun, would be tanoshi. 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 Kind of like how you would find a movie interesting or funny, but you would say watching the movie is fun. Kind of thing. So tanoshi for fun. Like the kids playing. Tanoshi. I could say like Monster Hunter wa tanoshii desu. Monster Hunter is fun. I want to play Monster. I want to play more Monster Hunter, guys. I need to kill an Articuga like 50 times. Tanoshi. It's a fun game. Monster Hunter wa tanoshii geimu desu. It is a fun game. I could also say omoshiroi geimu desu. It is an interesting game. That's why I prefer to say like omoshiroi is more like interesting than funny, to help differentiate between the two. Our next one, small. We had the big suitcase before. Now we're talking about the small one. Small is chisai. 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 And probably where the origin of chibi came from. Like chibi, something small. Chisai. Then boring, like school. Rolling eyes. Sumaranai. Sumaranai. Kono stream wa sumaranai desu yo. The stream is boring. Kono stream wa sumaranai desu. Man, we have a lot of vocabulary words. I'll try to speed up a little bit so we can do the Kahoot in a moment. Sumaranai. For old, we had new, which was atarashi. For old, it's going to be furui. Furui. And like I said, I'll go over these more in depth when we officially start chapter 5. Furui. Difficult. Some of you may know these. Like, look at the kanji. It's difficult. Difficult is muzukashii. 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 Kanji wa muzukashii desu ne. Kanji is difficult, right? Kanji wa muzukashii desu ne. Nihongo, Japanese. Nihongo wa muzukashii desu ne. Kare wa muzukashii desu ne. My boyfriend's difficult. Or something like that. Here, kind person. Or an easy problem. This is going to be yasashi. Yasashi. Yasashi.
優しい
For a kind person. I tend to see this more as for kind. I do see it as like easy.
kind, easy,
I have seen it used for something as easy, but not very often personally. In fact, it's kind of weird. Like if you call someone like Mary-san wa yasashi desu ne. Mary is easy. No, it means she's kind. Next, cheap, inexpensive. Yasui. Yasui.
安い
Yasui.
cheap, inexpensive,
Now, there's something funny about... And here, I'm going to put the kanji for yasui, by the way. Look at that first kanji in yasui for cheap, inexpensive. In Chinese, I believe it means peaceful or tranquil. But in Japanese, it means cheap or inexpensive. And a lot of people get this tattooed on their bodies. So when I see it and I think of the Japanese context, I'm just like, They're cheap. Or something like that. Anyway, yasui, cheap, inexpensive. Then disgusted with, to dislike. We are now, we finished the E adjectives, and there were quite a bit. These are our na adjectives, because they tend to follow different rules. To be disgusted with, to dislike, this is kirai na. These will all end with na.
嫌いな
Kirai. Kirai na. Kirai desu. Includes the characters from it. The na adjectives, the
嫌い
na,
な
the na here is only added if a noun follows after it. But if we don't have a noun after it, then we just say kirai desu. We drop the na. I will explain those rules later in chapter 5. So kirai na, to dislike. Kirai na. Now beautiful, clean. Yeah, unless you speak Chinese or Japanese, you probably shouldn't get a kanji tattoo. Because of the different meanings between the two. Like, it's like, literally, like, if you put in, like, your lower back, the English word that just says cheap, yeah, no. No, you don't want to do that. Anyway, beautiful. This could be something, means someone is beautiful. Or it could mean something is clean. You can even use this for landscapes. This is kirei na. Like, kirei na. Kirei desu ne. Ano yama wa kirei desu ne. That mountain is beautiful. Kirei desu ne. Kitsuneko-san wa kirei desu ne. Kitsuneko is beautiful. Then healthy, energetic. This is like the name of our book. This is genki na. Genki na. And it's quite often used with o genki desu ka? Are you okay? Are you healthy? Are you energetic? How are you today? O genki desu ka? Genki na, which means healthy, energetic. Genki na. Then we have quiet. Quiet, shizuka na. Shizuka na. Shizuka. Shizuka na. Ikanimo. Then fond of, to like. Most of you should know this one. This is used a lot also. To like. It uses particle ga, but this is ski na. Like, neko ga ski desu. Ski na. Ski na. To like. To be fond of. To hate. This is the stronger version of kirai. So this is, instead of just kirai, it's going to be dai kirai. This is still a na adjective. Dai kirai na. Dai kirai na. So if I said yasai ga dai kirai desu, I really hate vegetables. This is like the stronger version of to hate. And then to be very fond of, or to love, just like with ski na, this is daisuki na. Daisuki na. Here, this is what I mean before. We said busy was izokashi, but for places or locations, you use nigiyaka na. Like, machi wa nigiyaka desu. The town is very busy. Nigiyaka desu. Nigiyaka na. For busy places. Not busy, to have a lot of free time. He looks bored, but this is hima na. Hima na. So if I wanted to say, like, do you have free time? I'll be like, hima ga arimasu ka? Wait, I don't think that works. Hima ga? Because it's an adjective. I need, Hima desu ka? Like, are you free right now? To swim. Now we're back to our verbs. Our u verbs. To swim. Oyogu. Oyogu. To ask a person. Remember, to listen was kiku. It's going to be the same verb, but instead of asking a question, you use person ni.
To ask.
You need to use person ni. Particle ni becomes important here. So that makes changes the verb to listen to turn into to ask. Kiku. To ride, to board, using particle ni. This is noboru, noru, noru. Like basu ni norimasu, to ride a bus. Basu ni noru. To do, to perform, or it's not really that. It's kind of less formal. This is yaru, to do or to perform. Yaru. This is also used for some slang. I don't think you're ready for that yet, but yaru. To go out, like with friends. To go out. Dekakeru. Dekakeru. This is now a ru verb. These are ru verbs. Dekakeru. Together. Issho ni. Together. Issho ni. I think you may have heard this one a lot in anime and music too. Issho ni tabemasu ka? Shall we eat together? extremely, totemo? No, sugoku. Like, extremely, like, a lot. Sugoku kawaii desu. Very, extremely scary. Yabe. Like, extremely, sugoku kawaii. Very, super scary. Sugoku kawaii. Very, here we go. This will be totemo. Like, very scary. Totemo kawaii. Extremely scary. Sugoku kawaii. So this is like different levels. Totemo, very. What kind of? Donna. Donna. I think there's extra words in this. I think there may be more. Counter for flat objects. Here's another counter. This is going to be mai. And mai is one of the easier counters. Mai. Like, 1 sheet of paper. Ichi mai. 5 sheets of paper. Go mai. What other verbs? To, a place, as far as place. This is kara, and then this is made. Like Tokyo made, until Tokyo, up till Tokyo. Donut? Donna. Oh, donna donuts. Kana. Handsome, hansamuna. Hansamuna. This is, oh, I know why they added these. These are for like the reading practice. To ride, this is, we had this, noru, ni noru. Insurance. Hoken. Hoken ga arimasu ka? Do you have insurance? Like, you'll need that in America. Special delivery. Sokutatsu. Sokutatsu. Yeah, these are extra vocabulary for the story. Surface mail. Oh, now, okay, now we're talking about post office. Funabin. Funabin, surface mail. Air mail. Kokubin. Kokubin. I don't know if we'll actually get to these words here. Counter, mado. Madoguchi. Like a counter, a window. You go to the counter at a post office to talk to someone for help. Madoguchi. Parcel. Kozutsushi. Kozutsumi? Kozutsumi? Oh man, I struggled with that one. Kozutsumi? Registered mail, kakitome. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about these last ones, so I'll just go on and skip it. Now that we have quite a few people in here now, let's go on and do our Kahoot, guys. So, we'll do our Kahoot. Everyone first go to kahoot.it. And we will do our practice, our final chapter 4 thing before we get into anything really, really big. So here, we'll put it up here. And I'll stop the music. Ooh, I love it. The 80s vibe. I like it. I love it so much. Alright, so for those of you that would like to practice to show what you've learned and what you know, please join the Kahoot. The link is in the chat, kahoot.it. Type in the game pin when it asks you to join in. Please use your stream name also so we know who's who. There's Asinonics. We have 1. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Korea mo ookii desu. This one's also big. Or this one's already big. Kore wa mou ookii desu. So on the Asinonics, I think you'll be the only player so far. That means you automatically win. But do your best anyway. Already big? Yeah. Nice dab. Is that a Labradorp dab? It is a Labradorp dab. Unless Jesse comes in and then you'll have a challenger. Again, for those of you hopping in, if you'd like to show what you've learned or what you know in Japanese, who want to join the Kahoot? There's the link again if you'd like to join. And then type in that PIN number also to join into the Japanese game. Jeshi-san ga imasu. No, I think I'll just have a ramen for dinner. Kitty, kitty. I haven't studied enough. Oh man. Didn't you beat Foxes last time though? Last time was a couple lessons ago. It was like 5-ish lessons before. I think it's just going to be you two. If anyone else would like to join into the Kahoot later, you're free to do so. You can join it at any time. Let's go ahead and start. Tiger Sensei Chapter 4. Good luck, everybody. Alright, so we're going to start with a review for our Chapter 4. Isn't the tiger beautiful? Isn't it pretty? Look at that. That's so nice. We're going to start with vocabulary, of course. So good luck with the vocabulary, guys. We're going to start with from Japanese word to English meaning. So here we go. Our first question. Otera. What does otera mean? Otera. Is it park, hotel, temple, or bread? Otera. Congratulations, you both got it correct. Yay! It definitely... Okay, number 2. Or, yeah. Koen. Koen. Is it beauty parlor, department store, supermarket, or park? Koen. I think once the picture shows up, you guys get it. Koen is park. Alright, byoin. 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 Hospital, hotel, park, or department store. Byoin. Yep, there you go. You guys had to like using the picture to help. Byoin is hospital. Alright, Honya. Honya. Is it bus stop, town, city, bookstore, or supermarket? Honya. I like how you guys wait for the pictures. Yes, Honya is bookstore. We've learned the word hon before. We've also learned the kanji for it. So Honya for bookstore. Now let's try English to Japanese. I'll give you the English meaning. You have to pick the Japanese word. Here we go. In front of. In front of. Is it ue, ushiro, mae, or shita? Yeah, ya is used in a lot of stores. Like tokoya for barbershop? Tokoya, I think. But which one means in front of? Is it ue, ushiro, mae, shita? Mae for in front of. Ushiro means behind. Our next one. To meet. To meet with someone. Is it aru, kau, au, or nomu? To meet. Aru, kau, au, or nomu? That is correct. Au, to meet with someone. Au. Aimasu. when conjugated. Aimasu, aimashita. Number 10. To understand. Is it out, wakaru, matsu, toru? To understand. Out, wakaru, matsu, or toru? Hai, wakaru or wakarimashita for I understand. For those of you that are still in chat, if you'd like to join in, be sure to click join in through the Kahoot link. The game pin is here at the bottom, so you can still hop in if you'd like. Our next one, Friday. Friday. Is it kinyobi? Getsuyobi? Wait, what? Okay, so it's not the blue one, okay? Kinyobi, Getsuyobi, Kau, or Nichiyobi. Which one means Friday? It's not the blue one. Kinyobi, Kau, or Nichiyobi. Yes, Kinyobi is Friday. Kinyobi. Kyou wa Getsuyobi desu. Monday. 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 Alright, here we go. Hours for duration. Is it Toki, Restaurant, Neko, Jikan? Toki, Restaurant. Yep, it's Jikan. This is one of our new recent grammar points that we learned. Alright, now we're into the hard part. Let's talk about the grammar that we've learned so far. Isn't that tiger so cute? Anyway, true or false? For non-living creatures, you use the verb iru. For non-living creatures, you use the verb iru. Correct. It is false. You use the verb aru for non-living creatures. Here we go. When referring to things you own, which particle do you use with aru, iru? For referring to things that you own, which particle do you use with aru or iru? Is it wa, ni, de, or ga? What a beautiful house that is, by the way. That is correct. We use ga. So like pan ga arimasu, I own bread. Pan ga arimasu. Computer ga arimasu. Pasakon ga arimasu. Kitsuneko ga arimasu. I mean, what? Puzzle. Put the sentence in order. Mark is in the park. Ni. Koen. Mark-san wa imasu. Put this in order. Mark is in the park. Ni. Koen. Mark-san wa imasu. Good job. Mark-san wa koen ni imasu. Mark-san wa koen ni imasu. Mark is in the park. That rhymes. Another puzzle. Put this in order. Between the hospital and supermarket. Between the hospital and supermarket. To, super, byoin no aida. Between the hospital and supermarket. To, super, byoin no aida. Ooh, 50-50 split. Hospital is byoin, so byoin to super no aida. Byoin to super no aida. For between the hospital and supermarket. For this one, type the answer. Type this in Japanese or use all lowercase. Under the desk. Under the desk. To help you guys, desk in Japanese, skue. Under the desk. Skue no shita. There are multiple ways you could have written this. I was about to risk it and use kanji. So you could use skue with the kanji, no shita, skue no shita, and so forth. Skue no shita. Number 19. Which verb means did not take a picture? Did not take a picture. Torimashita. Torimasen. Torimasu. Torimasen deshita. Oh my gosh. Correct. Torimasen deshita, because did not is past tense. Did not take the picture. Alright, number 20. Which verb means did meet? Did meet. Is it aumasu, kikimasu, hanashimashita, aimashita? Which verb means did meet? Aumasu, kikimasu, hanashimashita, or aimashita? It is aimashita. I conjugated this one wrong too. For aimasu to aumasu instead. So aimashita. True or false? When using particle mo, you replace all particles. When using particle mo, you replace all particles. Correct. It is false. You replace wa, ga, and o, but you do not replace ni or de. Number 22. Another puzzle. Put this in order. Drank a lot of water. Mizu, takusan, o nomimashita. Put this in order. Unfortunately, there's only one order that this allowed, so good luck. Mizu, takusan, o nomimashita. Takusan mizu o nomimashita. If you had wrote this as mizu o takusan nomimashita, that would be correct too, but unfortunately Kahoot would not recognize that. And then our last one. Which sentence is a correct follow-up for Mary went to watch a movie on Friday? Mary went to watch a movie on Friday. Mary-san wa restoran ni mo ikimashita. Kim-san wa ongaku o kikimashita. Takeshi-san wa eiga o mimashita. Or takusan sakana o tabemashita. Which one is the best follow-up sentence for this? Mary went to watch a movie on Friday. Mary-san wa restoran ni mo ikimashita. Kim-san wa ongaku o kikimashita. Takeshi-san wa eiga o mimashita. Or takusan sakana o tabemashita. Ooh, a good split. The red one is correct because it's telling us that the first sentence, Mary went to watch a movie on Friday. She's going to watch a movie. This sentence, Mary-san wa restoran ni mo ikimashita, says Mary also went to a restaurant. Takeshi-san wa eiga o mimashita was a trick answer. And Fergie, thank you for the hydrate. I'll do that now. Thank you so much. Congratulations, guys! You made first and second place! Yay! Good job! Pog, everybody, pog! Congrats. Alright, so that's going to be it for chapter 4. Chapter 5's biggest thing is, of course, going to be the vocabulary. So if you would like a head start, please go in and start studying the vocabulary, because the first thing we're going to learn are adjectives, and adjectives are very, 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 very obnoxious in the beginning. As for the kanji, I'm going to just briefly go over these. As for the kanji for chapter 5, I'm gonna erase these just so that you, because like I said, the next class I will tell you what they mean. Here we go. But these are the kanji we're going to be learning. Oops. Yama. For mountain, yama. Kawa for river. Gen for like genki. Ki for spirit. Ten for heaven. Notice that we put tenki for weather. Tenki. Watashi. Finally, we are learning the kanji for watashi. So that means in your sentences, if you want to use the kanji for watashi, you are free to. I can finally use it with you guys too. Yes. Yes. Okay, anyway. Ima for right now. Connect this with today, Nichi, and you, like, if I put this for Nichi, which we learned, we get Kyo, which means today. We have Da, or Ta, for rice field. We have Onna, for woman. Otoko, for man. Mi, for miru. Jesse, thank you for subscribing for 2 months using your Prime sub. You could use that Prime sub for anybody, but you picked me. Thank you so much. Mi for miru, to see. I for iku, to go. Oh my god, where is it? Did I miss it? There you go. Ta for taberu. And no for nomu. So some of these verbs, kanji, like these last one, these are from verbs we know, like mimasu, eiga o mimasu, to see. Tokyo ni ikimasu, to go. Sushi o taberu, to eat. And then mizu o nomu, to drink. So some of these are, we're going to be using like these a lot. So this will be the kanji for our next chapter. At this point, this will end our lesson for today. Thank you guys for coming in for the review. I'll give you a heads up on how this week is going to go because, like I said, konshi wa totemo isogashii desu. This is a very busy week for me. All the teachers have gone back to the school building and we're preparing to get our classrooms ready for students that will be coming into the building next week's. And it's so far, even on Monday, it's been kind of a bit of a challenge, especially since, you know, my classroom's air conditioning and air filtration is not working, are adequately working. So I'm a little upset about that because we were promised it would be working, and of course it's not. So we will see. I'll go over the meaning for these kanjis as well as stroke order next class, which may be Wednesday, but we shall see. At this point, let's. I wonder if Kitsuneko is ready. We'll see who we can rate out to. Meow, 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 meow. I see Slush Dog is there. Mada, mada, mada. Oh, wait, it says they're live? No, it doesn't. No, they're not. That's an old lesson. I can't rate out to them I can't rate out to her just yet. Imagine getting 5-foot distance in a small classroom. Yeah, imagine getting 5-foot distance. Our district basically said that 3 feet should be allowed between students, but it's still 6 feet from student to teacher. So if a student is like, teacher, can you help me with this on my computer? I literally cannot go next to them. I have to be like, here, let me use this yardstick and point. And even then, the yardstick is what? Yardstick's what, 3 feet? Yeah, like even with the yardstick, I would need like 2 yardsticks to do it. appropriately. Is this going to be enforced? Probably not. But like being told that I need to clean up my classroom every day is it's already kind of a little bit overwhelming too. But yeah, we shall see. So for now, oh, there she is. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to raid out to Kitsuneko. Our raid message is going to be, what should our raid message be today? There should be other personnel for that cleaning task. Yes, there should be, but they're not, of course, not doing it. The custodial staff will only clean the high traffic areas, but our classrooms, apparently we're all responsible for, wiping our own desk, wiping our own shelving, dusting our own classrooms for some reason, vacuuming our own classrooms, which is, or otherwise they do that once a week, and that's not enough, kind of thing. What should our raid message be? We'll just say that there's a fox. We'll say like kitsune ga imasu, kitsune ga imasu, since we are finishing here. I actually like to clean, but that seems excessive. Yeah, especially since like they're being nice by giving us 10 minutes between class to clean up. What BS is that? I don't even have a vacuum at school. And I'm only allowed to use these cheap cleaning products because of potential allergies. So I'm not allowed to use like Clorox wipes or anything. Which is whatever. I don't feel safe just yet. Anyway, this will be our raid message as we raid out to Kitsuneko-san. Thank you guys for coming in for the Japanese lessons today. I know we had a smaller class today, but that's okay. Small class was nice. Now I work at a restaurant washing dishes. Now I'm 100% more resistant. Oh my goodness. I wish they would just, be more clear about the expectations and give us the materials we need. But like I said, keep an eye on Discord, guys. I'll let you know if the next lesson will happen or not this week because, like I said, busy week. Konshu wa isugashii desu. Thank you, guys. I'll catch you later.
Going.